What's something a person says that makes you think, please, shut TF up? When someone won't stop bragging about their achievements non-stop. Worse than this is that they're made-up achievements or capabilities. Especially when everyone knows they are totally incapable and just a horrible person in general. When someone constantly complains, but never takes any action. I knew someone who was always raving about how much their family disrespected them, and how they felt trapped, and their mom would belittle them. On and on all the time. To the point I was concerned, they'd contemplate unalive or something. If I made any suggestions, they'd get upset, because I clearly didn't understand how extreme it was. Even though they'd rant to me BC, I dealt with that in my family, and managed to change things. So I'd let them vent, but it was always the same with no indication they were doing something about it. Later this person, after being near to tears about how bad their family treats them, got matching arm piece tattoos with their mom. Why? Why, if these people are always so terrible, would you agree to get a permanent reminder of your connection with them? I basically started tuning out their complaints. I totally believe their family sucked, but I also started to believe this person was part of the enabling process. You should try, upon learning that I have some chronic health issues. I got that after having been shot. No, I'm not putting potato on my gunshot wound. And if you try touching it again, I will unalive you. That's insane. Everyone knows you put a mixture of salt and lemon juice on a gunshot wound. Potatoes are for stab wounds. When people who have no education in a certain field suddenly think that they know more than the experts in that field. It's so freaking annoying. I have a friend who grew up well off, who was raised to run the business, or be a manager or whatever. To be better than us. He's in his 50s now, and it didn't pan out. His family got screwed over by some trusted big-name financial people, and he's also not as bright as he thinks he is. He went to a few universities and has the stickers on his car. He likes to bring up classes he took, and whatever you are talking about, he has to speak as an authority on the matter. The insecurity is so overwhelming when this happens. I also think he's aware of this, but has nothing else. Saying those doctors don't know stuff, I know what's best for my baby. RN here. So tired of people telling me I'm wrong because they read something on the internet after a 2-minute search. I went to school for this and did detailed studies of anatomy, physiology, chemistry, etc. Yeah, you know more than me. Edit. I was more than happy to discuss things if they made sense and give detailed explanations. It's great if you advocate for your loved one, and we encourage that. These days you really need someone to do that. Whenever people bring up politics or religion, when it's completely and totally off topic. Yes, alike we're talking about the damn weather or where to eat, how TF did you manage to make it political? It's like politics is their entire personality. Unsolicited advice. I was playing a show once and someone came up to me after and said I was playing the wrong chord on one song. I said, oh yeah, what one? He proceeded to tell me how I played a G power chord instead of an F. I said no, I played an F. He said no, you played the 3rd fret, not 1st. I said yeah, because I was tuned to drop D, use your ears. The funniest part is he couldn't possibly have played the song correctly without tuning to drop D, so he was stupid twice over. Whenever they're telling me a story about their personal life, where their sick brain has distorted the reality/facts of the situation to make them look cool or smart. Apparently, it becomes true once they verbalize it, and unfortunately I have ears. I see you have met my sister. She will tell stories to make herself look cool or smart, or to look like the victim. Worse is that we are close in age and went to the same high school. So all the stuff that happened at home, she brought to school. One example is me getting stuff from schoolmates because she told them how I pushed her into a wall and she hit the doorknob to the closet when she hit the wall, and that is why she has that bruise. So I am taking stuff for bullying my sister. The part she neglected to mention was the part where I was in my room, door closed, playing a video game and keeping to myself, when she barged in without knocking and refused to leave when I told her to get the frick out. thus pushing her out of my room and into the wall on the other side of the hallway. My favorite thing she says that shows just how disconnected she is from reality is what she says when with people who graduated from college. She never attended college. She never even enrolled in college. But when she is with people who attended college, graduated from college, or when she is even asked about college, she brings up this high school math class and says, "I took it and earned college credit for it." She honestly acts as if that high school math class counts for all of her college math. It was an algebra class, meaning that if a college accepted it, it would be accepted as a prereq for calculus, if accepted. So, in conversations about college, she talks as if she is in the same level as college grads, and don't you dare point out that she doesn't have any college. She will scream, attack, and then demand an apology. In her world, this class makes me almost a college grad. We're a family, in reference to a place of work. Families don't randomly ask you to come into the HR office and then fire you and escort you to the door, while someone is waiting at the door with all your stuff from your desk. 'Cause while you got called into HR, someone went to your desk to clean it out and wait at the exit for you. When someone starts imposing their religion, everyone is entitled to have their own beliefs. Nobody is obligated to have the same beliefs as you. I recall from college around Halloween when some Christians said not to celebrate the holiday, or that would be witchcraft. I said that it was disrespectful of people's beliefs, which she didn't acknowledge, of course. Ironically, she had a handful of tattoos. "You don't look autistic." Like, "I'm sorry ma'am, let me go put on a dinosaur shirt or something." "Ooh, I get the, you don't look disabled" line a lot. Equally irritating IMO. Just because I'm not in a wheelchair doesn't mean my bones don't hurt, Sharon. Also adding to this, "But you're so young," / "You're too young to be disabled." Yeah, well, age doesn't stop genetic disorders, ma'am. Or accidents. Or illness. Or anything else that can cause disability. Funnily enough, I hear the reverse for autism / ADHD. People seem to think it's possible to grow out it somehow. Whenever anyone tells me how I can fix my kid's autism, they can F right off. I got diagnosed at 20. My grandma first insisted that I would make it through the condition, like it would go away. Then when I tried to settle that beef, she told me about how when autistic toddlers stopped eating dairy, they didn't have autism and graduated high school. And then she was like, "You probably just don't want people suggesting cures for your medical condition." Now we have a better understanding that suggesting cures to my autism is a straight-up insult, and she watches YouTube videos about it that I send her. My child unalived suddenly and unexpectedly. Hearing that, they're in a better place. Now you have an angel to watch over you, God, or whoever will see you through this. No, whatever higher power took my child, the fates or whatever, can F right off. My child has died and she should be with me. Please do not tell me how much you miss your granny who died at 90. Really, you didn't see it coming? Don't one-up me on the grief scale. Just say you're sorry and be quiet. I don't normally condone violence, but saying that to someone who just lost a child is a quick way to get a fist to the face. A friend of mine who has been through SA by relatives from both sides of her family, and when she told her parents they didn't do anything, no reports or nothing. Even forced her to be quiet and suffer in silence with no emotional support. Her parents didn't even try to provide safety, or at the very least ban those relatives from visiting either. So whenever one of them came and stayed for a couple of days or more, my friend locks herself in her room. She shared that with one of our classmate, and that dumb girl had the audacity to say, "Oh, no honey, you must have misunderstood them, as no parent wants anything like that. Your parents are right. Maybe you should stop putting so much barrier between them and forgive those relatives as well. You should reconcile and ask for forgiveness from your parents, and it's been hard on them too." I never wanted to slap the stuff out of a human being so bad when those blood-curdling words came out off of her mouth. When my sister I'm alive, I missed a week of school. When I came back, a friend of my boyfriend's was like, "Man, where have you been?" And my boyfriend was like, "I literally told you, bro, shut up." And the friend said, like I'm supposed to remember every dead dog. My friends separated me and him so fast because I was clearly about to lunge. How people can be so dismissive of the worst pain someone else has been through is beyond me.